Hi there, guys. My name is Matt Brown. I'm the host of The Matt Brown Show and the CEO of Showworks Media. We work with CEOs in the context of influence. I want to talk to you about that right now. So, what is influence? Well, to get this idea across, I want to quickly tell you a quick story. So, when I moved to the US from South Africa, I only knew people who I'd had on my podcast, right? But I didn't really have a network. And when you emigrate to a country, you really lose your network. And as you know, your network is your net worth. And so to solve this problem, I had the biggest asset I had, which is my platform, The Matt Brown Show. And so what I did was I sent an email out to 1,000 startups based out in California. And I said, just in a simple email, it was totally cold, no relationship whatsoever. And I said, hey, my name is Matt Brown. Briefly, I run a popular business show. And I'd love to interview you. I've had New York Times bestselling authors on the show, billionaire, 6 continents, and went to bed. I woke up the next morning and my diary was flooded with interview requests, literally wall to wall for about a month. I was in back-to-back interviews with these incredible startup founders. And so what's the point of this? Well, the point of this is that is influence. The ability to shape an opinion and to get an action from a prospect or a customer or from an individual using influence. So how did I have this influence in the first place? Well, the influence was through my media platform, right? So the Matt Brown Show, I've been running it for 10 years. Started off as a very small, humble, embryonic show from, Africa. No one gives a shit about Africa. And yet here I was with this podcast, ran out of talent locally, and then, started to look out for bigger guests, Steve Blank, Leif Bavin, and billionaires and the CEOs of these massive companies. And so over time, it became a huge influence machine for me. And off the back of my show, I've even become a #1 Amazon best-selling author. So here's what I want to get across to you. When you want to get into a boardroom, when you want to generate a lead, when you want to influence a individual, what is the most powerful way to do that? Well, it's not with advertising. It's not with LinkedIn Messenger. It's not with cold emails. Even though I used a cold email, it doesn't mean that email is the thing that's going to get you there. What was really driving the outcome here was my ability to influence a market, a segment, in this case, scale-ups or startups. And so when you want to influence something or someone, you have to recognize that there is an opportunity to do things differently. And when you do things differently, for example, stop spamming people on LinkedIn Messenger, trying to get FaceTime and trying to just go straight in with the hard sell. Rather, look at methods where you are adding value first. You are giving your time first. You are providing some kind of opportunity before asking for the sale. And so having a podcast is the fastest, most powerful way to generate a relationship that actually generates traction. There's this famous Peter Drucker quote that the purpose of marketing is to actually add a customer. So what is the most effective way to add a customer? Now, I, as a CEO myself, and my company specializes in helping entrepreneurs scale their own influence, we create these media platforms for CEOs. We've got clients in investment banking. We've got clients in warehouse management operation. We've got clients in healthcare software. And irrespective of the context of our client's business, when we create these media platforms, even venture capital firms for that matter, we've been able to get incredible traction, right? The ability to generate pipeline, generate relationships, generate influence through having your own show, your own podcast like The Matt Brown Show, or your own digital television show like a YouTube channel. Now, when you have these things and you invite someone onto your show, it's a human insight that you're appealing to. People love to talk about themselves. So instead of spending $2,500 trying to generate a lead which isn't even qualified, You simply use a show, a media platform, right, to invite your ideal customer onto your show to talk about whatever you want to talk to them about, problem or solution, and so forth. This is the cheapest way to generate a lead, right, with a high value customer. Let me give you a real world example. For a client of mine called Otis, we sent 5,000 emails to CEOs doing $5 million or more in revenue. So not exactly a small company, and a very difficult person to generate a relationship with. Now, what we did was we invited them onto a show called the Rapid Return Show. And what we were able to do is generate 75 interviews with CEOs doing $5 million or more in revenue in a matter of a day. 24 to 48 hours, okay? That works out at $5.33 cost per lead. $5. That is 100 times more cost effective than any other traditional method. This just demonstrates the power of having influence and a strategy that is able to generate sales, generate connections, generate relationships, and generate pipeline so that you can then commercialize it, right? It also is a great way to generate a network, right? And as I touched on right up front, your network truly is your net worth. The more people that you have in your network that you're able to create connections with and influence, then the faster you can start to scale your business. This is a way to also drive sales and marketing all in one sitting. So what's the point of this video? Stop doing what everybody else is doing. It is the definition of insanity. Think about influence. Influence is the conduit to adding new clients, retaining new clients, attracting best talent to your business, and even employee satisfaction. And as an effective CEO, if that matters to you, then you need to be thinking about the role of influence and the role of media platforms in your strategy. If you're not thinking about that right now, you are missing out on a huge opportunity. This is Matt signing out, and I'll see you all again soon.